Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well today. I want to give you guys an update. What is happening with Bitcoin right now and of course the entire crypto market. And of course, I want to talk about what's going to happen next year in 2024 for Bitcoin. Where will we see Bitcoin heading? And there is in fact a chart indicating that we might actually see Bitcoin sometime in 2024 reaching around $137,000. Now that's going to happen soon, right? Now, before we get into this video, guys, I just want to say real quick, no one's predictions is actually right. Like, you know, everyone's just making assumptions and of course predictions. No one actually really realistically really knows where Bitcoin will be heading next year in 2024. No one even knows where the top is going to be for Bitcoin. Now, if you guys have in fact been watching my videos, then I've been mentioning this a fair few times now that personally I think yes, we will in fact see a 150k Bitcoin to even a 200k Bitcoin in the next bull market. Now, you guys may think, okay, it's very unrealistic, but it is possible for Bitcoin, guys, right? And I really do believe that could potentially happen for Bitcoin in the next bull market, right? So before we talk about all that, let me just give you guys a little update what's happening with Bitcoin right now. You guys can see, just like yesterday, Bitcoin is still holding pretty strong, just below $28,000. So right now, you guys can see Bitcoin is just below 28k and it's still holding pretty strong. Once again, early this morning, we actually saw Bitcoin pump back up to around 28,100. But it is in fact having a small pullback right now. Yes, clearly see that. So Bitcoin is still holding pretty strong, which means, guys, the market today is still not really moving. Right, you guys can see for the past 24 hours, Bitcoin is still holding pretty strong. Ethereum is still holding pretty strong as well. Other altcoins are not really moving. We're in fact seeing some altcoins having a slight drop, nothing too crazy, but overall, that's the market today is not really moving. You guys can just clearly see that, right? Overall the market's down 0.15%. So nothing too crazy at all, guys, right? Which is good. It gives us more time to accumulate, right? It really, really does. Now, the free ingredient index today is currently in 50. So that means it's in neutral. So it seems like investors and people are sort of in the middle right now, okay, with, being bullish and of course being, fearful and whatnot, being bearish. But we should be bullish right now, guys. Okay, I don't know how much I can stress this enough, but we should be bullish right now. I've been telling you guys this many times. Right now, we should be bullish while everyone else is, bearish and, fearful and whatnot. We should be greedy and pretty much buying into Bitcoin, right? While others are panicking. This is the perfect time right now to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. In fact, the best time right now to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. Now, let's get into these charts as usual, starting off with this one. Bitcoin soon enough is looking like it's going to pump back up to $30,000 and of course reaching back up to 32k. Okay, so this is short term, so we could potentially see this for Bitcoin in the next few weeks, not the next few months, the next few weeks, guys. Potentially, I don't know, right? We will see, but this is in fact the weekly time frame. You guys clearly see it looks like Bitcoin is slowly bouncing back up to $30,000 and reaching closer and closer and closer to 32k. And I told you guys, once we actually see Bitcoin, if it goes to the daily time frame here, once we actually see Bitcoin reach back up to this level of $32,000, I think that's when the third breakout will happen for Bitcoin. If you guys haven't seen my most previous video that I uploaded just yesterday, you should definitely check it out. But I talk more about that because I really do believe a third breakout is in fact about to happen for Bitcoin, and we should be very, very excited about that, and of course prepared for that as well. So while Bitcoin is still below, 30k, right now is obviously a great time to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, right? So we know the next few years, of course, 2024 to 2025, Bitcoin is in fact about to pump, guys. Okay, it's going to enter the next bull market, meaning we're going to have another bull run. We're going to see soon enough another bull run for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin is pumping, that means altcoins, most likely your favorite altcoins, will be pumping as well. Alt season is obviously right around the corner as well, guys, right? So yes, it's not just going to be Bitcoin pumping, guys. Pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market will pump just like what we saw in 2021 and 2017, right? In previous years, previous bull markets. That's exactly what's going to happen for pretty much 2024 and most importantly 2025. So be ready for that, guys. Okay, be ready for that because it's all ups from here pretty much, right? It really is. Now this chart, I love this chart because you guys clearly see it just clearly show you guys that when the halving is going to happen for Bitcoin and where we are right now for Bitcoin. So right now we are in fact in a cycle bottom. So right now Bitcoin, okay, is in this yellow box. Now this yellow box is the buy zone, okay, and you guys clearly see we still have time to accumulate Bitcoin. And I told you guys this so many times, okay, I don't want you guys to miss this once in a lifetime opportunity on accumulating Bitcoin at a cheap price, right? It's still below 100K. Let me tell you guys that right now. It's still below 100K. And I think, when you're investing into Bitcoin below 100K, it's a great buy, right? Really look at the chart. Clearly, Bitcoin is nowhere near back up to its previous all-time highs, which was around 69K back in November of 2021, right? That was our last time seeing Bitcoin at 69K, its previous all-time highs. And ever since then, it's pretty much just been dropping, right? You guys can clearly see that. But throughout 2023, Bitcoin has obviously seen some breakouts and slowly recovering up to the upside from its previous bottom, which was around 15K. So right now, okay, we are still in this yellow box. It's still a great time to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. And of course, your favorite altcoins, right? Always do your own research on that. But we're talking about Bitcoin here. So it's still a great buy, guys, okay, for Bitcoin. It really is. Right now, we should be simply DCAing into Bitcoin, okay? And then, of course, the halving is going to happen. And you guys clearly see every single time, you guys can even see this through the chart, right? Throughout Bitcoin history, every single time we have the halving for Bitcoin, this is where Bitcoin tends to pump the most and the real bull run begins. And you guys clearly see we're getting closer and closer and closer to the next halving for Bitcoin. Next year, April, okay, that's when the next halving is going to happen. So April of 2024, that's when the halving is going to happen for Bitcoin. And of course, guys, you guys clearly see every single time we have the halving, we don't see Bitcoin pump straight away, right? You got to give it like a few weeks time and a few months time. And that's why I do believe, right, towards the end of 2024, and I've mentioned this, a fair few times, towards the end of the year in 2024, I think that's when, the real bull run is going to happen for Bitcoin, right? So most likely we're not going to see a pump straight away for Bitcoin once the halving actually happens. Okay, we've got to be, very patient for that, really patient. So we still got time to accumulate, guys, but time is ticking. Just remember that time is ticking. The next 2 years are going to be amazing years for Bitcoin. So right now is still a great time to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, guys. Okay, not financial advice. Always do your own research, right? So that's that. So yeah, it's 2023, right? Bitcoin's slowly moving up to the upside, but 2024 to 2025, especially 2025, that is when, guys, we're going to see massive movements in the crypto market and, of course, for Bitcoin, right? So be ready for that. For all my Bitcoin holders out there, for all my Ethereum holders out there, right? And just in general, crypto investors and even traders, be ready, guys, to make that money because trust me, in the next few years, 2024 and of course 2025 are going to be amazing years. This bear market that we have in fact been in for the longest time is about to be over. In fact, it's already over, right? But we are still in bear conditions, right? Bitcoin is still in bear conditions. These altcoins, these prices are still cheap. They are a bargain right now. So I will say that this bear market, we're about to get out of it and enter the next bull market, right? The next bull cycle. So be ready for that, right? Be ready for that. Now, this is the last chart that I really wanted to show you guys. So you guys clearly see right here, Bitcoin's next cycle top at $137,000. And it says here at the bottom, $137,000, and it would occur in August 2024. So apparently around August, towards the end of the year in 2024, we will potentially see Bitcoin over 6 figs, okay, over 100K. Now, I've seen a lot of predictions on the internet of people predicting that, yes, we might actually see a 150K, okay, $150,000 Bitcoin towards the end of the year in 2024. And to be honest with you guys, it might actually happen. Like, I see it happening as well. right? I'm not trying to agree with these other people. I just totally see Bitcoin reaching over 100k potentially towards the end of the year in 2024. It's possible at this point, right? It really is. Money is going to be poured into Bitcoin, trillions of dollars. We see these big institutions, something like BlackRock, is coming into Bitcoin, right? So you can just imagine, okay, money's going to be poured into Bitcoin, right? And eventually, these Bitcoin ETFs will get approved eventually. If one gets approved, then the rest will get approved, right? I've talked about this a fair few times. But yes, $137,000 by the year 2024, sometime in the year in 2024 is possible. And even higher, even like over 50k, 150k. So that's very possible, guys. So be ready for that. And you guys can see in this chart, it just shows you guys, this chart is very simple. Bitcoin, when it reaches a bottom, it always reaches a new top every single time. You guys can just clearly see that, right? So we reach the top, okay, and reach the bottom, and then we reach the top, and then reach the bottom, okay? And then our most previous one, right, we reach the top, and then reach the bottom right now. And you guys can see, every single time we reach a bottom, Bitcoin doesn't go back down, in the same bear market, back down to its same price target or even lower. So for all the people out there that think we're going to see Bitcoin drop back down below 20k, think again. I think, I've been saying this many times. I think that's very unlikely to happen. I know a fair few people want to see that happen for Bitcoin because maybe they missed buying Bitcoin when it was at, 20k or lower. Gladly, I didn't miss that. I actually caught the bottom for Bitcoin. I was buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin when Bitcoin was below 20k, right back in like November, December last year. And I actually made a video to show you guys that I have proof when I was buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin. I was investing a lot of my money into Bitcoin at that time because I knew Bitcoin was most likely near its bottom. Okay, so that's why I bought in, guys. Don't believe me? There is in fact a video. But that's that. So I'm just glad that I bought in. I hope you guys bought in as well. But understand, guys, okay, overall, if you missed buying Bitcoin, it was at 20k or lower. Right now, there's no difference. Okay, buying Bitcoin where it is right now at like just below $28,000 is still a great buy, especially for long term. We know where Bitcoin is heading. It's going to reach over 100k easily in the next bull market. So just think about that. Right now is still a great time to buy Bitcoin. Like imagine a year from now we see Bitcoin over 100k. Okay, and you would think to yourself, oh man, I wished I would have bought Bitcoin when it was below 100k a year ago. Right, so Bitcoin right now is just sitting at 27k, below 30k, right? I've talked about this a lot, guys. Don't have the same regret. And this is why I've been saying, this is in fact a once in a lifetime opportunity because once we see Bitcoin reaching over 100k for the very first time in Bitcoin history, I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin at this price ever again. Okay, at pretty much $28,000 below 30k ever again in Bitcoin history. So this is 100% a once in a lifetime opportunity to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, guys, right? So be ready for that because Bitcoin's about to reach a new all-time high. And I really want you guys to, be prepared while Bitcoin is still all the way down here. It's a great buy right now. Okay, so that's that. Moving on, the Bitcoin monthly returns. We know, okay, it's a bullish month for Bitcoin. Usually October, Bitcoin does perform very well. So far, Bitcoin is up almost 4%. And it's only October 8th right now, right? So we're still early into this month. We're like a week in already, right? We still have 3 more weeks. And already Bitcoin is up almost 4%. So it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin so far. Okay, so that's that. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I will obviously keep you guys updated on what's going to happen with Bitcoin. So stay tuned for that. But guys, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. That is always appreciated. And I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.